Welcome to Yoga Travels with Karen. I'm Karen, and today I'm going to take you through a supine sequence. And that means we're going to lie down on our back for the duration of our short class. You know those days when you just don't feel like getting up necessarily? Well, today you can stay lying down for the duration of the class. So if you're ready, come and join me on the mat, lying down of course, and we'll get started. As you might expect for this class, we're going to start lying down, and in fact we'll finish lying down as well. So finding a nice comfortable position to lie down. Relax through the back. If you find that when you first start to lie down that your lower back is a little bit tender, then feel free to bring the knees up. Walk the feet out to the width of the mat and allow your knees to fall in towards each other. And that just creates a nice release in the lower back. Maybe you can stay there just for a few moments before we lie down fully. Otherwise, if your lower back's feeling pretty good, then stretch out the legs coming into Shavasana. The heels are a little further than hip width apart, maybe also at the width of the mat. Lying down, arms are alongside the body. Palms are facing up. Let's take some nice slow breaths. Maybe focus on your belly rising as you inhale. And the belly collapsing as you exhale. Belly button coming back towards the spine. A few more inhales. Slowing down the exhales. Good, and on the next inhale, let's give ourselves a nice big full body stretch. Stretch out those arms, bringing the feet together. If your knees are up, then stretching them out, point through the toes. And exhale, collapse where you are. Feel the whole body relax. And an inhale, stretching now, again through the body, lifting the toes, so you're flexing the feet, toes are pointing up, pulling them back towards you. Stretch out those arms, reach the right arm, reach the left arm. Beautiful. This time as you exhale, bring the right knee in, inhaling, give it a nice squeeze, and release for a stretch. Next exhale, bring that left knee in, a nice squeeze as you inhale. And releasing for a full body stretch. And this time both knees in, bringing them up, interlace the fingers, bring the nose to the knees. Rolling down, stretching those legs out, big inhale. Let's bring that right knee in again, interlace the fingers around the shin, pulling it in nice and tight. Good. Let's lift that left leg up. We're going to point and flex, point and flex. A few circles. Other way. Beautiful. Flex that foot now, bringing it all the way down to the mat. Now this right knee is going to come to the left hand side, but we're going to come up onto our left shoulder, so we're coming on to the side of our body. Here we go, lying down, and this knee can come down onto the mat. So as though you were having a sleep on your side, your right knee is over to the left, just bringing it up. You're going to stretch that left arm out, straight out to the side. The right arm is going to lie down on top of it. Maybe your hands join, maybe your right hand just sits on your forearm. Now we're going to slide that arm across the body, across the chest, and we're going to reach it, follow with your head, over to the right. Feel that nice chest opening. Stretch through that shoulder. Don't try and force the hand down to the mat. It could reach the mat or could reach the floor, but it's not about that. Just want that nice chest opener. Beautiful. Just release that hand slowly back across the body and then help yourself up on your back. And let's swap over the legs. That's it. Stretch out the right leg this time. Bring that left knee in. Give it a nice squeeze, pulling it in nice and tight. Create that compression in the lower belly. Good. Now let's bring it over to the other side. So this time, left knee to the right-hand side, and you're coming up over onto the right side of your body now. So that knee comes down. The right arm is coming directly out to the side. Left hand on top of that right arm. And let's slide that hand along the arm, along the body, opening up. Follow with your face, with your head, looking off to the left. Again, not forcing that hand down to the mat or to the floor. Just trying to keep that knee down, opening through the chest, open the shoulders. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, just relax and open a little more. It's a beautiful stretch when you've been sitting at a desk or behind a computer for a while. And slowly rolling that hand back. Bringing the head back to the right and gently bring the body to the center of the mat. Let's bring both knees in, interlace the fingers, a little gentle rock side to side. Beautiful. Just stopping on the back, nice and even. Bring both hands to each knee separately and just separating the knees. Pulling down the knees towards the armpits. And this time we're still creating a compression, but it's a little bit on the outside of the belly this time. Now you're welcome to stay here, or you might like to come into a happy baby pose by bringing the feet up. Bring the hands to the outside of the feet. The knees are coming down. Now we're rolling that pelvis down. We're not keeping it up high, rolling it down, flattening through the lower back. Feet are flexed. You might like to gently rock side to side. Excellent. All right, let's bring our feet down. Coming into a bridge pose now. So the heels are about a hand's distance away from the buttocks. Then slide those hands back down. Flattening them onto the mat. Maybe just lift the chest so the shoulder blades are coming nice and flat onto the mat. Tilting slightly through that tailbone, preparing for our roll up. We're going to press those feet down, keeping the knees nice and steady, hip distance apart. Here we go as we inhale. Going to roll, peeling that tailbone off the mat, lifting up, lift, lift, lift. Just holding here. Press those hands down, lifting the hips a little further, keeping those knees nice and steady. You might like to stay here, or you can roll the shoulders underneath the body, interlace the fingers, and then press the pinkies down into the mat. Maybe lifting those hips a little further. The chin stays towards the chest. You don't want to be arching through the neck, through the top of the spine. Good. Lifting the hips. 2 more breaths here. As we inhale, lift a little further, press down through the feet. And exhale. Last breath, inhale, big inhale. Good, and as you exhale, if your hands are under the body, bringing them out, unrolling the shoulders. Everybody nice flat shoulders now, hands are down. Last inhale. And as you exhale, rolling down through the spine, all the way down to the mat. Tailbone touching last. Beautiful. All right, walk those feet out to the sides. Bring the arms out to a T position. So the feet are just at the width of the mat. Just little gentle windscreen wipers with the knees. It's always nice to do a little bit of a twist after we've done any kind of arching or bending through the back. Just taking it nice and slow. Next time your knees are on the right hand side, bring them down and look over to the left and just leaving them there. You might like to just stay here, or again you can extend the stretch a little and bring that ankle on the outside of that left knee. If there's any pain in the knee though, just bring the foot down. You'll still get a nice release through the hip and the quad. Twist through the back. Good, if your foot's up, bringing it down to the mat. And let's come back to center. roll over to the other side now, looking in the opposite direction. You can stay here. You might feel that this gives you enough of a stretch through that hip, through that quad, through the thigh there. Or if you'd like to extend it a little, you can bring that ankle on the outside of the knee. Again, any pain in the knee, please just bring that foot back down. Beautiful. If your foot's up, sliding it back down and bring it back to center with both knees. Good. Let's just stretch out the legs for just a moment. Take a breath here. And a nice slow exhale. Beautiful. Bring the hands down by your sides. We're going to lift the legs up, straight up in the air. Okay, so we've got a few options here. Move myself down a little bit to give myself some room. You might like to do the same depending on what furniture you've got in the way. Lifting those legs up. Now, this is option one. You might like to just stay here. This is a nice inversion. You might like to stay here. You might like to place the hands or at least the thumbs underneath your buttocks, and that might just release some tension in the lower back and allow you to keep your legs up. You might take this opportunity to go and lie up next to a wall even and have your feet up against the wall, your legs up against the wall, and stay here for a moment. That's perfectly fine and provides you with a lovely inversion as well. Option two, come into a bit of a half shoulder pose. We're not going into a shoulder stand, we're coming towards a plow pose. So use the hands, press them down to lift the hips. The legs are coming over the head. Okay, so they're still parallel to the mat. Placing the hands down, or you can use the hands in behind the back to support your lower back. Good. Now, if this feels okay, you can stay here, or you can roll back down again, or if your flexibility allows, you can keep rolling a little, just using the hands perhaps a little, and the toes might come down towards the floor. See how you go? I'm getting all caught up in the fence here, but your toes can come down towards the floor. Keeping that neck nice and still, the chin tucked to the chest, not moving the head. Does create a little compression through the neck, through the belly. Beautiful. Staying here. You can roll out a little, you can come all the way down. Please feel free to do whatever feels good for you. Alright, now to come down, if you're in the plow pose, you're going to bend the knees so they come either side of the face towards the ears, and just assisting with your hands, rolling down nice and controlled. Might like to release the hands, nice and controlled, coming all the way down, bringing the feet down, keeping the knees bent for a moment. Good. Now let's lift the knees, interlace the fingers around the shins, and let's gently rock side to side. Good. Bring the arms out in a T position. Let's take a nice big breath in. And we're going to drop those knees down to the left-hand side first, coming down as far as you can go. Trying to keep that right-hand shoulder down, okay? We don't want to be lifting up, not like we did at the start. This is different now. We're going to leave that shoulder down, even if that means your knees stay up a little. You can place a pillow in under the legs if that feels comfortable or more comfortable. Looking over to the right-hand side or the opposite side. You can place this left hand on the outside of that right thigh. Really, there's no pressure going on there, but I find it just gives my hips and my legs and my buttocks permission to relax. Good. Release that hand. And we're going to take an inhale here. And as we exhale, press the hands down, lift the knees to the center. Beautiful. Let's just straighten ourselves up a little bit. Take another inhale. And as we exhale, rolling down the knees to the other side. That's it, keeping that opposite shoulder down, looking in the opposite direction. Beautiful. You can use that hand, placing it on the outside of that left thigh. Again, there's no big pressure on that leg. It just gives the rest of your body, the hips, the buttocks, the lower back, permission to relax and to soften. You can use the breath to do that as well. And close the eyes. Beautiful. Let's bring the head back to center. Place the hands down on the mat, palms facing down. Big inhale. And as you exhale, press down with the hands. Lift the knees back to center. Give yourself a nice big hug. And we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, knees falling out to the sides. If you find this too much for your lower back, bring the feet to the to the width of the mat, knees coming in. And you can change to that position if you find this becomes a little uncomfortable for the lower back. We can all stretch the fingertips up to the ceiling. Bend the arms, thumbs in the elbow creases. Lift up those forearms and place them over the top of the head on the mat. Closing the eyes, relaxing the jaw, soften the chin. Feel the belly rise with the inhale. And the belly drop as you exhale. Keep that breath nice and low. Beautiful. You can stay here for a few more moments, or you might like to come into Shavasana where we started. Just to finish off our practice. Let's take some nice slow breaths. And when you feel completely ready, you can get up off the mat from our lying down position. And we'll see you next time. Namaste.